Hola a todos, bienvenidos nuevamente a Recorrecaminos. Hoy vamos a disfrutar de un destino especial para mieleros, las Islas Bahamas. Es un estado independiente que se encuentra al norte de Cuba y al este de la Florida, en los Estados Unidos. 600 son las islas que conforman este archipiélago, de las cuales solo 24 están habitadas. Les propongo entonces que junto con nosotros disfruten su próximo destino de luna de miel.
Politicians and clergymen say principles were made to bend. It don't matter where you want stand, just remember to put up your hand. Cause money can't done. Money can't done.
Glenda es la representante de turismo para América Latina. Ella nos va a contar mucho más acerca de estas islas.
It's a new destination for a lot of Latin Americans, so we want you to come and see why it's different, it's exotic, and so it's a different type of experience that, from any that you'll ever have. Tons of activities, 700 islands, 30 occupied, anything from boating, fishing, diving, weddings, honeymoons. We have a lot of excursions and tours to offer the visitor, a ton of various experiences to choose from. You know what? I would recommend Atlantis Hotel, only because it has the largest outdoor aquarium in the world. It has all the water slides. It has a fantastic children's program. So the kids would be occupied every single second of the day, and it's really fantastic experience for them. Okay. As a couple, I would recommend Sandals Resorts. Whether you choose Sandals Nassau Royal Bahamian or Sandals Emerald Bay in Exuma. The resort is focused on couples experiences, honeymoons, renewal of wedding vows and stuff like that. So, and even just couples who want to come on vacation and have some leisure time together, quality time. And so it's a fantastic resort for them to come to. And they have activities, but they can do absolutely nothing at all if they prefer to do that. Outside of the hotel, we have like a powerboat excursion to Exuma. We also have sightseeing tours. We have boat excursions to various islands. That includes lunch, and so they can come to Nassau, Paradise Island, which is our main destination within the islands of the Bahamas. And then from Nassau and Paradise Island, they can explore some of the outlying islands as well. So they can get a different type of experience, still while being on a sort of city island atmosphere. Just to relax and enjoy the hospitality of the Bahamian people. We get that all the time. Oh my gosh, Bahamians are so warm and friendly. It's amazing that visitors come here and they have such a great experience with the Bahamian people. For Latin America itself, that I'm responsible for, we actually are looking to do some direct service from Latin America. That's one of the things that we're exploring right now. We want to get to the end consumer, which means that we want to bring as many journalists as we can to the islands of the Bahamas, let them experience it, go back and write about it, so that the people in Argentina, Brazil, Mexico, you name it, they can read about it and say, oh yeah, that's a place I'd like to go.
Pick it up. 10 strong men with the garbage truck. That's who can pick it up.
Nassau es la capital de Bahamas y por aquí han pasado los piratas más populares de la historia. Nosotros vamos a conocerla. Jerry, gracias por estar con nosotros.
You're welcome.
¿Dónde estamos ahora?
We right now are at a viewpoint, and this here is some of the surrounding islands that we have here in the Bahamas. Starting with the island straight over there. That over there is Black Beds and Sandals Key, one of our many islands. Straight over here is a privately owned island by Chris Blackwell, who's a music producer in the United States of America. That is his private island. And then over here straight to the back of us, now that there is Crystal Key. Now, Crystal Key, the white tower that you see extending out of the water, used to be an underwater observatory, whereas you can go down about 15 to 20 feet below sea level and observe fishes in their natural habitat.
¿Cómo está conformada las Bahamas?
Out of the three big industries that we have over here, tourism is the #1 industry. After tourism, it will be banking. Offshore and international banking is the second largest industry here in the Bahamas. And after that will be fishing and agriculture, which is the third largest industry here in the Bahamas.
¿Cuántas islas conforman las Bahamas?
Altogether, there are 700 islands and keys that makes up the Bahamas. The Bahamas is a square mileage of 100,000 square miles. Out of the 100,000 square miles, 5,000 plus square miles of that is only land. The other 95,000 is water.
¿Y todas son turísticamente habitables?
No, out of the 700 islands, only about 30 plus of them are actually inhabited. The other 600 plus islands are non-inhabited.
Nobody else. I need nobody else but you, girl. Yeah. Not giving up on you, no way. No, no, no. I don't need no.
Perry, ahora estamos en un lugar muy particular de aquí de las Bahamas, ¿no?
Yes, this here is Fort Charlotte. This here is the largest fort built here in the Bahamas. It was built in the 1700s by Lord Dunmore. Lord Dunmore was one of our royal governors, and he built this fort here and in anticipating attack from France. Now the fort itself is known, called Fort Charlotte, is named after a Russian princess who was then later married to a British king.
¿Qué superficie tiene? ¿Qué medidas tiene?
Yeah, the fort itself, there are no building blocks at the fort. The fort itself was hammered and chiseled directly from out of the hill that we are standing on. It took over 150 slaves plus to actually hammer and chisel the fort itself out of the hill.
Y desde aquí controlaban absolutamente todo, ¿no?
Yes, this fort here was basically built for an anticipating attack from France. It was said that Napoleon was on his way here to the Bahamas to attack the Bahamas because it was a British colony. He never arrived here to the Bahamas, but because he was defeated in the Battle of the Nile by Lord Nelson. Now because of that, none of the forts here never saw any combat.
¿Y nunca se utilizó este fuerte?
No, none of the forts never saw any combat. Napoleon was defeated before he arrived here, so there was no need for them for any combat here. Now, the only times that the cannons were fired were during target practice or during a celebration.
Pero era un lugar muy habitado por piratas, ¿no?
Yeah, in the 1600s, there were a lot of pirates here in the Bahamas because it was a safe haven for them.
Y actualmente hoy, ¿cómo funciona el fuerte?
The fort is just basically a sightseeing site now, one of our historical landmarks here in the Bahamas.
Vamos a un corte y enseguida volvemos con más Recorrecaminos conociendo Bahamas.
Podés seguir pidiendo deseos o empezar a cumplirlos. Con Quiniela Plus podés ganar más de 350.000 pesos por solo 2 pesos.